Extraordinary You by Jacqueline Ortiz. Today we are on Chapter 7, and Chapter 7 is What's Holding You Back? In your quest for an extraordinary life, you will encounter many obstacles. Two of the most challenging obstacles to conquer are your limiting beliefs and your fears. Both of these cause you to question yourself and others. Both of these whisper in your ear that you aren't good enough, that you're going to fail. For you to move forward in your journey, your fears and limiting beliefs must be banished and replaced with feelings of optimism and empowerment. These parts of yourself may feel natural, but they are miring you in self-doubt and anxiety. Letting go of them and replacing them with healthier feelings is tough, but you can do it. And when you do, you'll wonder why it took you so long. The power of belief. The beliefs that you choose can be a blessing or a curse, your ticket to heaven or free fall into hell. Who you are, how you behave, how you react, and what you think are all based on your beliefs. Beliefs are nothing more than having certitude about something. A belief is something that you accept as fact. Your beliefs are convictions that you have acquired, adopted, and assimilated into the fabric of your being. These beliefs, subconscious or conscious, impact every facet of your life. Limiting beliefs are those beliefs that keep you from doing all that you can do and be what you dream of being. Limiting beliefs stop you from going after and achieving what you desire. Your belief system was formed based on your past experiences. The obvious problem with this is that no two circumstances are identical. What may have worked or failed in the past is not guaranteed to be the same in the present moment. Plus, you aren't the same exact person that you were then. Time, experiences, and circumstances have caused you to mature and evolve. Another obvious problem is faulty and prejudicial information. Your belief system may be generalizing about what is occurring based on fearful experiences from the past. So it is clumping together all of the information and cutting off the potential for a fair and accurate evaluation of the current circumstances. Perhaps you have had horrible dating experiences with career women. So now you have linked career-focused women with being too cold and self-centered. Next time you meet a career woman or career man, you instinctively jump to the conclusion that he or she is also cold and self-centered. You think that there is no future in the relationship and that you would get hurt down the road. So you avoid asking him or her out. Mind you, you haven't even given this man or woman a chance, but already you have convicted him or her of being cold and self-centered. It's not the best way to start off a relationship. I was a bundle of contradictory beliefs. Most of my limiting beliefs I had dragged with me from childhood, but I had unconsciously adopted many during my emotional meltdown. For instance, on one hand, I wanted a high-powered career, but on the other hand, I wanted to stay home and hide from stress and rejection. I believed that I was financially conservative and needed to save for retirement, which contradicted day trading stocks and indulging in luxury items. On one hand, I had a belief that I deserved a career about which I was passionate, but I also had a contradictory belief that it would take too long to go back to college and that I was too old to start over in a new career. I wanted a high-flying, lucrative career, but I didn't want to put in the long, grueling hours that would keep me apart from my significant other. And on it went. The overall theme of my contradictory beliefs dealt with financial security. Ironically, years of conflicting thoughts, feelings, emotions, and beliefs had implanted a deep-rooted belief that I could have it all, except in the area of career and subsequently personal financial success. I believe that in order to make significant wealth, I would have to struggle and suffer in a career that I wasn't passionate about. This was why I gravitated towards careers that I associated with prestige and financial security, although in the long run they left me emotionally bankrupt. It wasn't until I discovered my deep rooted belief that I deserved and could have it all in life, with the exception of a successful career that I was passionate about, that I was able to recognize that without a meaningful and purposeful career, I would never be whole or happy. Because having a meaningful career was very important for me, not having it was impacting the other areas of my life. My contradictory and limiting beliefs were a barrier to finding my authentic purpose and thereby sabotaging my personal growth and happiness. This is why I urge you to examine all of your beliefs, especially in the areas where you aren't satisfied with the direction of your life. Only by shining the light upon these areas will you be able to heal them. Re-examine, rewrite, and reprogram your beliefs to be all-empowering. You can transform a limiting belief by repeatedly questioning it. Challenging your limiting beliefs opens up the door to doubt and uncertainty about them. This is the time to link massive pain to your current limiting belief and massive pleasure to changing your belief. You must associate intense pain to your current belief and immense pleasure to changing it to an empowering and resourceful belief. Your beliefs can make you or break you. It's up to you. You can design and control your beliefs, or your beliefs will mold and control you. The beliefs you choose to incorporate and internalize will determine the quality of your life. Beliefs shape your destiny. Beliefs are the fundamental building blocks of a fulfilling and extraordinary life. Take the time to courageously re-examine what makes you tick. Look through a microscopic lens at your beliefs. Ruthlessly discriminate between your empowering beliefs and disempowering ones. Boldly extract all of the limiting, disempowering, small beliefs. Change your limiting beliefs, and you change your life. You can do it one belief at a time. The belief-making process. This is the belief cycle. 1. Your thoughts create your behavior and reactions. 2. Your behavior creates what you experience. 3. Your experiences create feelings. 4. Your feelings are charged with energy, attracting situations. 5. These situations form associations. 6. The meanings you assign to these associations create beliefs. And the cycle repeats. Repetition builds evidence to drive beliefs deeper into the subconscious, or the cycle kicks off with a new thought that will create a new belief. Beliefs become so embedded in who we think we are and what we think we feel that our beliefs shift to autopilot. Your belief system responds based on past experiences. Every time your default belief system takes over, you become hostage to your past. By allowing your beliefs to keep you stuck in the past, you keep reliving the same old mistakes. You may think that you are avoiding pain, and you may be doing so in the short run, but in the long run, you are doomed to living a mediocre, safe, small life, never fulfilling your potential. This is the recipe for a life full of regret. It is foolish to believe that beliefs have the power to hurt you. They don't. They can't. Only your belief that they can hurt you causes you to feel pain. The problem with beliefs is that they feel so real. You believe that your beliefs are unquestionable facts, the gospel by which you live. Every time your beliefs are validated, they become stronger and more ingrained. They become convictions. The beliefs that you have created and continue to create can be your limitations of tomorrow, or they can become your inspirations. How you choose to interpret your circumstances will determine your belief system and ultimately your destiny. The mindset that created this belief system is the only one that can destroy it and replace it with an empowering one. In other words, it is up to you. Extraordinary size 27. Truthfully and carefully answer the following questions. What limiting beliefs have held you hostage? What caused you to create these beliefs? What would you have to believe in order for them to have such power over you? How have these limiting beliefs kept you from your full potential? Are these limiting beliefs based on reality or falsehood? If they are based on reality, what can you do to change it? Do you need more information or more experience to learn a new skill, to change your perception, or to change the way you judge yourself or others? If it is false, examine how you arrived at the original belief. Commit to changing the faulty beliefs. What steps can you take to reevaluate and change your beliefs? Replace old limiting beliefs with new empowering and nurturing beliefs. The payoff. What's the payoff for you to what's the payoff you get for limiting beliefs that you harbor? Huh? You may be asking, why would I intentionally have limiting beliefs? Or why would I intentionally limit myself? It's because of the payoff. You harboring limiting beliefs because in your mind, they give you something. They give you something that you need. That's the payoff. It could be that you need attention, affection, pity, love, recognition, security, power, or a host of other things. Your subconscious harbors limiting beliefs only if the payoff is more than the cost. For instance, you may suffer in grief over a lousy marriage or a cheating spouse. You stay in the marriage even when the grief is so bad that it tears at your heart. It hurts, so why do you stay? The payoff is greater than the pain. It could be that you are getting a lot of attention from your loved ones, family, friends, or coworkers. You get caught up in the drama and all the attention you get when they demonize your spouse. Every time they ask you about your marriage, when they offer sympathy, when they agree with you, and when they offer advice, every time they make you the victim, whatever it is, you're getting a payoff. If you stay in a painful situation, trust me, there is a payoff. You're getting something out of it that you think that you need, something worth more than the reward of getting out of a situation. Something in your belief system says the situation is painful, but not as painful as getting out, or the payoff I'm getting is better than leaving. Extraordinary size 28. Re-examine your limiting beliefs. What is your payoff? The payoff could be monetary, financial security, for example. It could be psychological, love, acceptance, friendship, approval, praise, admiration, or fulfillment. The payoff could be physical, a certain body image, feelings of safety, sexual fulfillment, or security. Whatever the payoff is, rest assured that if you keep repeating a negative behavior or response, it is because you are getting a payoff. It's up to you to discover what it is so you can overcome it. What is the payoff you are receiving for that particular belief? What is the future cost of this payoff? Is the immediate payoff truly worth the long-term cost? Rewrite your beliefs so that the payoff is empowering and nurturing to your soul. Creating new empowering beliefs. To create a new empowering belief, you must first establish how and what you want to feel. Create leverage by associating massive pain with a limiting belief. Repeatedly question your beliefs. This will create a doubt and uncertainty so that you will no longer take your beliefs at face value. Then formulate a positive, empowering belief that you want to adopt. Now it's time to associate an immense amount of pleasure with the new belief that you desire. Then reinforce your new belief over and over. Provide references that reinforce and validate your new belief. For example, if your old belief was that working out is hard work, your new belief could be that working out is fun and you enjoy it. Arm yourself with memories of the times when you enjoyed physical activities. It doesn't necessarily have to be at the health club. There could be times when you have had fun while exerting physical energy. Sports, nature walking, walking on the beach, or if you are really desperate for a reference point, think of walking in a mall. Reinforce in your mind how much fun you had and how great you felt. You are welcome and encouraged to exaggerate the exhilaration and excitement of physical exercise to heighten the intensity of the reference. Create compelling references that will inspire you to be more active. Here are some examples. Create a mantra. Repeatedly tell yourself that working out is fun and you enjoy it. Research different articles that confirm your new beliefs. Research and experiment with different fun workouts. Kickboxing, karate, yoga, or Pilates. Join a baseball league or some other sport. Work out with a buddy. Run or walk by the beach. Walk in the mall or the park. Learn to rollerblade. Learn to ice skate. Learn to mountain climb. Ride a bike. You get the drift. If you hate hitting the gym, hit the road. Head outdoors. Work out with a role model, someone who believes that working out is fun. Ideally, when you create the intense feelings you desire, anchor it. Remember, you anchor a feeling by establishing a specific physical touch when you are experiencing the intense feeling you want to recreate at will. Repetition and reinforcement is what directs the negative beliefs entrenched in your subconscious to go where they go now. To transform your beliefs faster, you have to use the same method, repetition and reinforcement, but with a twist. Replace the negative thoughts and beliefs with positive affirmations. With determination and dedication, you will contradict and counter the negative beliefs embedded in your subconscious so that you can replace them with positive ones. Yes, it will take some time and lots of affirmation, but most of your entrenched beliefs weren't formed in an instant. They had years of repetition and reinforcement. Now you have to reverse that process and transform those beliefs. Use the words, I am. This creates affirmations that are in the present, as if your new belief is already a conviction. Stack affirmations with a 1-2 punch by empowering them. How? Don't mechanically repeat them as if they were a nuisance or a silly experiment. Rather, state them with emotion and the conviction that they absolutely work. Diligently watch out for denials or counter affirmations. This is when you repeat to yourself that affirmations don't work or that they're too much work. Remember, this too is an affirmation. Counter affirmation is when you state your positive affirmations for a few minutes a day, but then spend the rest of the day emotionally stating the opposite, or in this case, the negative. Don't give energy to negative beliefs or resist them. Rather, replace them with positive affirmations. Extraordinary size 29. Create affirmations of empowering beliefs. Then make a recording of yourself speaking the affirmations and listen to it several times a day. Or do as I do. I sleep with my spoken and subliminal affirmations continuously playing. I listen to my affirmations all night long. This single exercise has transformed my life more than anyone can imagine. When you repeatedly listen to or write your affirmations, you are reinforcing in your subconscious your new belief until it becomes an instinctive and automatic belief and response. Hold and guard the vision of your new belief against doubters and naysayers, including yourself. Whenever negative beliefs or thoughts arise, immediately and forcefully state, cancel, cancel. In doing this, you are commanding your subconscious to reject these negative beliefs. Here are some examples of positive affirmations. I am smart. I am confident. I am optimistic. I am courageous. I am, you fill in the blank. Extraordinary size 30. Another approach is to forcefully and convincingly state, I never blank. Every time you fill in the blank, you are rejecting your old belief or behavior and subconsciously imprinting your new belief or behavior. For example, if you are prone to procrastination when you are procrastinating about starting or completing a project, keep repeating, I never procrastinate. Eventually, your subconscious will align with your conscious mind and manifest your new reality. Here are some examples. I never let fear stop me. I never eat too much. I never quit. I never give up. I never binge. I never wallow in self-pity or negativity. I never. You fill in the blank. Then after saying I never blank, state your new empowering belief. For example, you could say, I never quit. I always complete everything I start ahead of schedule. Or you could say, I never give up. I will keep on until I succeed. You need to become entrenched in your new beliefs. Don't just robotically or methodically say the words. Truly mean, internalize, and accept them as something you wholeheartedly believe in with every fiber of your being. The stronger the associations you link validating and supporting your new beliefs, the faster and more intense your new beliefs will become. Eventually, they will become second nature. Don't stop here. Turn up the emotional intensity by asking powerful leading questions such as, what will it cost me if I don't follow through? How will I feel if I don't follow through? Then ask yourself, what pleasure will I get from following through? How will it feel to have an empowering belief system that supports me? How will I feel when I achieve? Fill in the blank. Then take action, follow through. Each action you take strengthens and reinforces your confidence, commitment, and conviction in your new belief and in yourself. When you replace limiting beliefs, the stuck in a rut mentality, and all of the energy you have used to hold on to those old beliefs will be released and eliminated. This clears the space for empowering beliefs for a new, empowered you. Banish fear. Unchallenged limiting beliefs mushroom into limiting fears, which limit your life and your destiny. Fear is a dis-ease. It's a feeling of not being at ease within your inner self. We know that we are fearful when we experience certain changes in our physiological states. This can be your heart racing, your palms getting sweaty and clammy, your stomach tightening into a knot, your muscles clenching, your scalp tingling, or your skin prickling with goosebumps. These changes can occur whether we are experiencing and emotional or physical danger, whether real or imagined. The important thing is to recognize the signs early so that you can take appropriate steps to manage or overcome the fear. Hi, sweetheart. Come here. Yeah, hello, baby. Yes. The important thing is to recognize the signs early so that you can take appropriate steps to manage and overcome the fear. Fear is like an intricate internal alarm system. It's a built-in system, and its purpose is to keep us safe. The alarm is similar to the alarms in one's own home. It is set up with different zones and sensors set at different sensitivity levels at different times. The alarm sensors are set to go off in case of danger. Sometimes they are activated by false dangers, just like our internal alarm systems. Different areas are triggered by different things at different times in our lives. Our alarm systems are activated by our life experiences, such as when we are faced with something unfamiliar, a negative memory, or something else outside of our comfort zones. At the first sign of perceived risk or danger, the warning bells sound, something even when there is no real danger. It's alerting you of impending danger, and you need to escape or avoid the situation immediately. It's the fight or flight syndrome. In the past, you may have run away, or suppressed the fear, or avoided it, or denied it, hoping that the alarms would stop. I've got news for you. Your alarm system is on alert 24/7. Hoping or wishing isn't going to shut off the alarm. When you ignore the warning signs, the ringing will only get more intense. Ignore it, suppress it, or deny it long enough, and it can even lead to panic attacks or anxiety disorders. What you don't tend to now will only grow and fester. What you need to do is to beam a laser-type light on the danger or fear. Only awareness can lessen this intense emotion. Fear is fueled by ignorance, by avoidance, by indecision, or by feeling out of control. Once you recognize how fear is shrinking your personal growth, hampering your potential, and limiting your life, you can use this pain as leverage to give you the desire and courage to identify the fear. Then you can claim it. Only then can you take the appropriate steps to overcome the sensation of being out of control, of inadequacy, of anxiety, of nervousness, of uneasiness, or of butterflies in your stomach, of stress, and of apprehension. Fortunately, we are conscious beings, and we have the ability to think and reason. You can recognize fear for what it is, a warning system for potential danger. When you hear the warning bells, you can decide if the impending danger is real or imagined. If it's real, then you can take the appropriate steps to quell it. You can arm yourself with knowledge, plan an alternative route, and get prepared. Fear can be an ally. Its most important function is to keep you safe by alerting you to real danger. On the other hand, fear can be a foe by making you overreact to false assumptions, giving you an overly imaginative mind, or making you overprotective. Most fears do not become reality. They are exaggerations of an overactive mind. Fear can cause you to overreact and paralyze you with its constant warnings to retreat. At the first sign of possible rejection, pain, or disappointment, fear may warn you to retreat. Which can stop you from taking chances, falling in love, or experiencing life to the fullest. The antidote to unhealthy fear is faith. What fear does to us. Fear has the potential to rob us of our lives. Fear can paralyze us with indecision, confusion, procrastination, and a feeling of impending doom. Fear can make you rationalize that you need more time. Terrified of making another mistake or failing, you drum up more excuses and wait for all of the stars to line up in a specific constellation before you do anything. Not only is it disempowering, paralyzing, and limiting, fear may mushroom out of control into the other areas of your life and invade your future. People can waste days, months, years, even entire lifetimes, waiting, hoping, and wishing things will magically change. But things won't. Not until you consciously decide to take a stand against fear. Fear keeps you stuck. Only when you make the conscious decision to take chances and to make changes in your life can you lessen the hold that fear has on you. When you do, you will start experiencing a transformational shift from fear into freedom, from unconsciousness to consciousness. Take back control of your life by mastering your fears. What triggers fear? Anything can trigger fear at any point in our lives. It can be as a result of something that originated from your childhood, or a belief or trait inherited from parents or other elders. It can be an accumulation of something that negatively affected your ego, or it could have been a one-time blow to your ego. It's not always easy to tell which specific event caused a fear to develop. An event itself has no power to cause fear. It's only your perception of the event, based on the filtering systems that you established through your life experiences, that dictates your reaction or response. A devastatingly scary event for some can be an inspiring or motivational event for others. It largely depends on the filters you have built and your continuous commitment to supporting, justifying, and validating them. For example, perhaps you have a perception that all men are dogs. So when a man gives you a compliment, instead of accepting and believing the compliment, you run it through your fear-based filter. You conclude that he is a dog and that he just wants to get in your pants by using a flaky compliment. Whether it's true or not, you may end up using this incident to further validate your view that all men are dogs. As long as you staunchly stick to your fear-based perceptions, your mind can justify that all of the decisions you have made are justified. Fear is a way for you to escape responsibility, rationalize, justify, deny, excuse, blame, or complain. But the bottom line is that if your life isn't extraordinary, it is because you are running scared. Fear keeps you stuck in mediocrity because it's safer than taking a risk and facing the potential of failing. Symptoms. You already know that there are endless feelings, situations, and other things that one may fear. But the root of each one is the fear of experiencing pain, of losing, of risking, of not being good enough. You are also aware of the many triggers and responses to fear that one may experience. The difficult part is identifying the symptoms of fear as they are occurring within you. You or others may be experiencing fear disguised as these feelings: impatience, fatigue, anxiety, self-righteousness, grief, paranoia, paralysis, guilt, defeat, restlessness, confusion, possessiveness, uncertainty, aggression, feeling victimized, frustration, sadness, feeling misunderstood, dread, queasiness, feeling overwhelmed. So those are all feelings that can disguise our fear. Extraordinary size 31. Stay vigilant for the symptoms you experience. When you catch yourself experiencing any of these symptoms, ask yourself, am I feeling or reacting to fear? What am I afraid of that is triggering this symptom? Why am I feeling this way? Am I using this symptom as an escape mechanism or an excuse or to avoid my fear? Every time you catch yourself, rather than get upset or frustrated, be kind to yourself. Acknowledge the symptom and understand that it is just a feeling. It's not the essence of your inner self. It's not reality. It is your perception of reality. In each individual, there are traits that are inherently more defined or pronounced than others, but we are all fundamentally beautiful and loving beings. We are all in this world not to be fearful, insignificant, or weak. We are here to shine, to excel, and to make a contribution. These lower energies originate from fear, and the result is fear-based responses and consequences. Knee-jerk reactions. Fight or flight, passive or proactive. Whether one succumbs to fears or rebels against them depends on the individual's unique experiences. Even when people experience the same underlying symptom, they can react or behave differently. Knee-jerk reactions are the automatic responses one may have when faced with frightening situations and feeling concerned. Or cornered, actually. Knee-jerk reactions are the automatic responses one may have when faced with frightening situations and feeling cornered. How you will react depends greatly on the current situation, how you reacted during past experiences, and the results of your past reactions. The following is a list of fear-based knee-jerk reactions: making excuses, self-hatred, complaining, escapism, closing off oneself, gambling, an eating disorder, shoplifting, negative attitudes, insomnia, blaming, unexplainable crying, isolation, drama junkie, compromising, being confrontational, self-pity, pretending, laziness, being judgmental, over-exercising, suicidal thoughts, procrastination, suicidal attempts, suicide attempts, oversleeping, physical abuse, people-pleasing, being workaholic, whining, being a shopaholic, promiscuity, perfectionism, obsessive eating, irresponsibility, verbal abuse, cheating out, bulimia, anorexia, lying, avoidance, smoking, put downs, drug abuse, alcoholism, headaches, over personalizing, stomach disorders, overly apologetic, mental abuse, manipulation, domination, quitting, controlling, couch potato, perfectionism, excessive internet surfing, emotional clinging, denial, excessive risk-taking, rebellion, physical clinging, negative attitudes and behaviors. Little Missy, she bit me. Extraordinary size 32. It's her treat time. We're almost done, sweetie. Extraordinary size 32. Did you recognize your knee-jerk responses to fear in this list? What are your responses to fear? Making a list of your responses and make a list of your responses and feel free to add any responses not mentioned here. Awareness is power. Make a commitment to replace negative knee-jerk reactions with positive and productive self-loving deeds. In the next extraordinary size, you will be encouraged to create a list of self-loving deeds. The fearful emotions that you feel may prompt you to avoid, deny, or run away from the pain. Ironically, automatic unconscious responses serve to confirm your fears. The knee-jerk response medicates, but the quick shot of relief is sure to wear off quickly, leaving you feeling even worse. Not only is the actual cause of your fear still marinating below the surface or erupting at the surface, but now you feel a greater sense of helplessness and guilt, perhaps even a failure. This just adds more fuel to the fear. For example, let's say you met a really great guy and everything is going great, but you feel an underlying fear of not being worthy of his love and of being rejected. You'll retrace every moment of the relationship to justify and validate your fears. Then you run them through your fear filters, and of course, they spit out, you've been dumped and hurt in the past. You aren't lovable. You believe that he's bound to dump you when he gets to know the real you. So you reason that you would rather face rejection now than later. After you've invested more emotion and time, your twisted, fear-based, knee-jerk response is to stay out partying with friends, not to call him, to act selfish, and to act rude. The relationship ends. Although your behaviors sabotage the relationship, in your mind, you probably don't even see it that way. You internalize and rationalize it as further proof that you are not worthy of being loved. Never mind that it really was your behavior that caused your breakup. You may hate yourself for feeling hopeless and helpless, but your pain is so intense that you just want to numb it. So you medicate it with self-destructive behaviors. Hi, Missy. Okay, so you medicate it with self-destructive behaviors like drugs, overeating, drinking, partying, sex, gambling, excessive risk-taking, and rebellion. Ooh, nice jump. This is a vicious circle that you can only break free of with awareness and willingness to do the work, to empower yourself. The beauty of this work is that once you are aware of your particular fear-based responses, you have the power to make positive, proactive, conscious choices. Again, the important thing is awareness. The earlier you recognize what your fear and your symptoms of fear, the sooner you can take conscious steps to manage the emotion. thereby curtailing the knee-jerk responses. Apply the AAAAs you learned earlier to gain perspective on and deal with your fear. Transformation. Before you responded to fear unconsciously, now, with your newfound awareness, you can transform the negative knee-jerk reactions into proactive, productive, and conscious responses. Overcoming fear is not a one-time deal. It's a continuous and deliberate process. You need to catch yourself when you are exhibiting knee-jerk reactions and acknowledge it. Then you need to take proactive steps to build your confidence and know that you are powerful and in control of your responses. When you experience a symptom of fear, stop. Focus on the essence of who you are. To overcome the fear, reframe it so that it is more empowering. Then choose an appropriate proactive behavior from the extraordinary size below and take action. Do not wallow in self-pity, cower in fear, give up in defeat, become frustrated, engage in negative behaviors, or succumb to feelings of helplessness. Every time you take a proactive stance, you are in effect reassuring your inner self that you are empowered and powerful and not a helpless victim. Don't quit or succumb to fear. Getting back on track will earn you the self-confidence and courage you need in order to overcome your fears. Extraordinary size 33. When you are experiencing a symptom of fear or about to engage into one of your knee-jerk reactions, stop. Make a conscious choice to engage in a proactive and productive response. Make yourself a list of proactive and empowering responses that you can carry around with you and implement as needed. Here are some examples of self-loving deeds. A nature walk. Talk to a supportive friend. Yoga. Beach. Read inspiring books. Listen to inspiring music. Tai Chi. Meditate or pray. Take a bubble bath. Sing or dance. Garden. Spa treatment. Aromatherapy, candles and incense. A manicure or pedicure. Throw a party. Go to the movies. Pet or play with animals. Buy fresh flowers. Light a fire and sip hot chocolate or tea. Get rest. Go antique shopping. Get a makeover. Visit the zoo or museum. Say no and stick to it. Take a long lunch break. Call a friend. Tell yourself, I love you. Indulge in chocolate. Ask for help or advice. Lose yourself in a hobby. Cook your favorite meal. Acknowledge yourself. Organize and reminisce over photo albums. Give yourself a gift. Plan a getaway. Play a game or instrument. Brainstorm loving acts that will inspire you and transform your state of fear to one of love and faith. Be grateful rather than denying, suppressing, resenting, or fearing your fears. Some do's and don'ts. Steer clear of doom and gloom people who can zap your dreams, collaborate in your misery, belittle you, or dissuade you from pursuing your goals. Diminish your self-confidence, steal your passion, and persuade you to engage in risky or disempowering behaviors. Instead, surround yourself with supportive, compassionate people who have your best interests at heart. Unfortunately, with unsupportive, dysfunctional, or negative family members or coworkers, it isn't as easy to keep your distance. This is where you must politely but firmly explain that you understand their concern, but wish that they would be more supportive of you, or express your sympathy for their pain or suffering, and then politely but firmly change the topic of conversation. If neither of those work, then refuse to internalize or take personally what they are saying to you. Acknowledge that just because they think they have your best interests at heart doesn't mean that you have to listen, believe, or obey. What you have to do is to consciously determine whom you will allow into your support group. Surround yourself with people that will offer support and guidance when asked, and who will cheer you on when you need it. Players and sports surround themselves with the best coaches and other people they can find, and you too deserve the best. Don't settle for less, because if you do, you'll be settling for a less than extraordinary life. Refrain from excess. When you are working on healing your fears, refrain from excess. Excess stands for expectations, excuses, complaints, exaggerations, sabotage, and self-pity. Expectation is when you passively anticipate a specific outcome to occur exactly as you plan, dream, or wish for it to be, or when you anticipate what was promised to you and what is expected of you. When you rely solely on wishing and hoping, it's like waiting for a fairy godmother to wave a magic wand and answer your wishes. You are giving away your power while passively waiting for a miracle to occur. The passive waiting will make you feel victimized, frustrated, angry, and filled with regret over lost time and opportunity. This becomes a fertile breeding ground for fear. Fear emerges from the feeling that you aren't empowered to manifest what you envisioned, worked for, and feel that you deserve. Unexpressed expectations that you have of others will lead to disaster because you are putting unrealistic expectations on other people to read your mind. You are setting them up to fail, and inevitably, they will fail. No one can read your mind. To cure yourself of ego-based expectation, let go of attachment. Attachment is when you expect a particular outcome to occur. Attachment to a particular outcome is limiting, stunts your growth, and keeps you stuck. If you are attached to an outcome, it limits your options. It narrows what you will see as a successful achievement. With such tight parameters, it is easy to fear that that the outcome won't materialize the way you envision it, and this keeps you from taking a chance. What are some expectations that you have of yourself? What are some expectations that people have of you? How have these expectations hampered your progress? Turn your expectations and attachments into intentions for purposeful living. For instance, you were expecting a specific job promotion with a specific increased dollar amount by a certain birthday, but instead the company is downsizing and you are being laid off. This is certainly disappointing, but it can turn devastating if you resort to knee-jerk responses, like going on a rampage, throwing things, bad-mouthing, drinking, cursing, and shouting. The most productive thing you can do is to take deep breaths, understand that this is out of your control, and take out your proactive, self-loving deeds list and engage in positive behaviors. Excuses are all the reasons you have collected from your past experiences as to why you shouldn't or can't take a risk. Excuses keep you buried in the past, terrified that if you take another chance, whatever happened in the past will reoccur, or something worse. For example, maybe a past relationship soured. Instead of trying to analyze what went wrong and learn from it, you create a litany of reasons why the relationship failed, almost none of which have anything to do with your mistakes. Depending how bad it was, you might even come up with reasons why you should not get involved in other relationships. Rather than learning from the unpleasant event, you make excuses and miss the lesson. Skip the excuses. You'll be happier and wiser for it. At the lowest point in my life, I found myself sitting at home with no career, no structure, no inkling of what to do next or where I was headed. I found myself experiencing fear of the future. As I became more fearful, the world I felt safe to navigate in became smaller and smaller. My small world consisted of familiar routines that were well within my comfort zone. As my world constricted, so did my motivation, drive, and enthusiasm for enriching my life. One thing I did excel at was coming up with excuses. All that excuse making just kept me from taking action, which sent my self-confidence into a nosedive. Excuses were my reason to remain stuck in the sanctuary of my small world. The more I leaned on my excuses, the deeper and stronger the root of my fear grew. I made a commitment to step outside the confines of my self-imprisonment. I vowed to reconnect with and heal my authentic self. I also pasted notes onto my refrigerator door, on my bathroom mirror, in my office, and just about everywhere else, with a clear vision for healing. And by applying what I was learning about myself and my true desires, I was able to gather the insight and courage not only to stay focused on my goal, but also on discovering and manifesting what I truly wanted. When you commit your mind and heart to designing and manifesting a more enriching life and a higher purpose, your inner self will assist you in your journey. As if magically, you will attract the right people, things, and circumstances to prod you along to the next step. Trust in the process. Make a commitment right now that no matter how long it takes and how many times you slip, you are determined to transform your life. Whether the excuses are valid or imagined, excuses keep you from fulfilling your higher purpose. Refer to your list of proactive behaviors. Stop making excuses and build your behavioral confidence by following through on your commitments. When you do as you say, you will gain the inner strength and courage to know with certainty that when you say or promise something, you mean it and it will get done. With perseverance, your excuses will fall by the wayside. But if the excuses are based on past transgressions that you haven't forgiven or been forgiven for, use the process of forgiveness that is outlined in the forgiveness chapter. You need to forgive yourself and others before you can release the excuses that are binding you to the past. Stop making excuses. Excuses serve no purpose except to excuse you from taking risks and to stop you from living a passionate life in the present moment. Complaints. Fear lies within every complaint. The fear that your dreams, hopes, and aspirations will not be realized in the way you have become attached to them. When these aren't met, you become disappointed, frustrated, or angry. You may express these emotions by complaining. Complaining only makes matters worse because you are focusing on the negative and perhaps causing the target of your complaints to feel similar emotions of frustration, disappointment, and anger. Instead, focus on the positive and then intensify those positive feelings. Extraordinary size 34. Before you let out a litany of complaints, stop and turn the negative into positive. Rather than look at the outcome, focus on your intention or on the other person's original intention. Most likely, the original intention was positive or at least neutral. Regardless, try to find compassion or empathy for yourself and others. Make a conscious choice not to focus on or react to the setback. Instead, focus on the positive intention. Come up with a productive action plan and refer back to proactive behaviors. What are your most common complaints? What would you have to think and believe to stop your litany of complaints? How can you turn your complaints into inspiring challenges? What can you do to stop focusing on complaints and be grateful for what you do have? What can you do to stop focusing on complaints and be grateful for what you do have? Exaggeration. This is the gross overstating and representation of your fears. You have overpersonalized and over-internalized your feelings, emotions, and setbacks in such a way that you have lost touch with reality. Continually deliberating on taking action creates the perfect atmosphere for you to blow the situation out of proportion by envisioning catastrophic consequences. The outcome is paralysis by analysis. The same goes for when you share your script with others. The tale you tell others is dire and bleak. Stop exaggerating. Retell your tale in a factual manner. Better yet, stop reliving the old script. Replace it with your new empowering script, in which you are the victor. Also, refer to your list and engage in positive behavior. You have nothing to lose but fear itself. Sabotage is when you intentionally behave in a malicious or vindictive manner in order to hamper progress. Surprise, surprise, behind every sabotage campaign is fear. You can deliberately sabotage yourself when you start showing up late for key meetings, when you are rude, when you don't follow up, when you take long lunch breaks, when you take drugs. You can sabotage yourself accidentally by succumbing to your fears, by engaging in negative self-talk, or by not taking action. You can also sabotage others with malicious intent. For example, you might intentionally get a rising star executive fired so he won't be a threat to your position or promotion. Or you might do something to sabotage your boyfriend to prevent him from being accepted to a college or job in another state because you are afraid of losing him. Sure, you could justify it by saying that you have the best intentions for him and that he doesn't know what's best for him, and that you do know what's best for him. A non-malicious example is when you intend to eat healthier, but you volunteer to head the school bake-off and be in charge of all the baking. To stop sabotage, acknowledge what you are doing, stop interfering, and shift into thinking about productive actions and behavior. Shift into thinking about productive actions and behaviors that you can take. Refer to your proactive behaviors list and fully engage in positive activities. Self-pity is the act of feeling sorry for yourself. It could be regret for mistakes you made or things you did or failed to do. You might pity yourself for the situation you are in, your perception of your weakness or your misfortunes. Self-pity is a negative and pessimistic preoccupation with the self. You believe that you have been dealt the worst lot in life. Extraordinary size 35. How do you react in frightening situations? Examine the role of excess in your life. Do you readily identify with the following statements? Why doesn't anything ever go my way? Why is life so unfair? Why even bother? Why can't I do anything right? Why is everything I do doomed to fail? Why is this happening to me? Why does everyone else get all the breaks? Why me? If you want to make things better, just stop asking why and start asking how. When you do, you are signaling to your brain that you are taking responsibility for your state and you are searching for a productive and proactive solution. How can I make things go my way? Or I wonder how things are going my way. How can I make life more fair? What can I do to make it better? How can I do things right? How can I succeed? How can I attract positive things? How can I create all the good breaks? By substituting positive questions for negative questions, you signal to your brain and to other people that you no longer want or will accept pity. You are going to look for positive ways to take a proactive stance, and you are no longer willing to passively settle for less. You are turning self-pity into self empowerment. When you run why through negative and limiting filters, you are asking your brain to search through your library of stored expectations that were never realized. And you make excuses and complaints to validate why your expectations haven't been realized. Then you exaggerate how bad the situation is. You get all worked up, so you sabotage yourself. By sabotaging yourself, all you are doing is hurting yourself. So you wallow in self pity. All of this excess keeps you stuck in a vicious circle. Using why in this limiting manner only keeps you feeling helpless, hopeless, and weak. When you are drowning in excess, stop. Take a deep breath. Turn the situation upside down and search for the positive. When you are in a rational state of mind, take an inventory of the current situation, set up an action plan, and engage in positive behaviors. Indulge in all of the things you do have to be grateful for. This takes the emphasis off of doom and gloom and refocuses you on all of the things that you have to appreciate. When you eliminate negative excess from your life, you open yourself up to solutions, to your higher self, and to the universe's grace. So that leaves us to chapter 8. Happiness is a state of mind. Again, this book is Extraordinary You, written by an extraordinary woman who died way before her time. Well, actually, I guess it was her time as she passed. But Jacqueline Ortiz was one of my best friends, one of my dearest friends, my business partner, and this book is her legacy. And so I read it to you and share it with so much love from my heart to yours. If you'd like to join us in the book club, you can join us on Facebook. I'll put the link in the comments below, in the description of this video. And if you'd love to join us, know that we have an angel in our corner, and she is an extraordinary angel, and I'm blessed to have been able to call her my friend. And this book, we made a bestseller on Amazon. It was one of the things that she had on her vision board before she passed. And she passed very suddenly. She got sepsis from a skin infection that came upon her very, very suddenly. If you're just catching us now, just sharing that with you, that, you know, she planned to be here. You know, she wanted to be a New York Times bestselling author. And, you know, maybe that is still possible, because this book truly is extraordinary. There are so many good nuggets of wisdom here. But I was the other half of the J&J power duo, and that little emblem right there I'm very proud of, because I helped her to achieve that goal before she passed away. So, hi, Angel. So with that is our chapter 7 reading for today. Join us in the book club, or if you want to tune into chapter 8, I usually wait a few weeks before I go on to the next chapter to give people a time to assimilate and work through the extraordinary sizes. Connect with me, leave a comment, like this, share it with a friend, or a loved one that you know it can make a difference for. And if you'd like more transformational inspiration, follow my channel. I'm Jacqueline Bambenek with Vibrational Energy Solutions, and been in the holistic coaching realm for over 20 years. And this is my passion, to help people to become extraordinary, to look into what's in your heart, your divine destiny within you, and support you in your vision of your life. And this book truly is all that you need to do that. You know, you don't need a coach, but if you want a free one, you can find me in the Extraordinary You Book Club, and I'm happy to support you there, free of charge. Other than that, if you'd like a one-on-one consult, I'm always available for free consults, and love to do private one-on-one work. So looking forward to connecting, and from my heart to yours, wishing you a most beautiful, blessed, extraordinary day. Bye for now.